Imagine a beautiful door right in front of you. Speak loud and clear. I will guide you through. Can you imagine a big, beautiful door right in front of you?
I'm I'm standing I'm, I'm standing on a big plain with grass surrounding me. There's a lot of wild animal, and I have a big wolf by my side,
Excellent.
and it's really beautiful place, full of white flowers, full of bushes and trees and animals, and I can see a mountain ridge in the distance, very big mountains with snow on the top. I think it's,
Beautiful.
and there is a lake down in a little valley.
And what is the wolf doing? Is it looking at you?
Sitting by my side.
Oh, very good.
I I can communicate with him.
They say wolves are teachers. I know that what my higher self as a Scorpio is a wolf as well. I want you to go ahead and communicate with them, make a greeting.
Mm. We say we are going on this path together, the path of reconnect to the original energy level where we were meant to be from the almost beginning of time.
Excellent. So does he want you to accompany him?
Yes,
Or
we started to walk.
is it a male or a female? Not that it matters, but I'm just curious.
The wolf is male.
And how big is this wolf come to you? What is he? How big is he?
It's a really big wolf. It's almost up to my hip, and I am a female.
Very good. And I want you to just look at your body and
Yes,
describe yourself, please. The color of your hair, the length and color of your hair, the color of your skin, your physical form, please.
I have very long blonde hair, almost white hair. I have long, slender legs. I feel very tall, and the grass is surrounding me, so I really can't see my feet. But I feel that I'm wearing no shoes. I'm barefoot, and
And hold your hands up in front of you. What do your hands look like?
oh, they're almost transparent. They're very light in the skin, and slender. And have only 3 finger and a thumb. And I have seen these hands many times before. So I
Uh,
have had this form many times.
and in light, but you're in a light body now, I would say.
Yes, I am Maya. I'm manifested as Maya, walking with the knowledge of reconnecting back to Source, reconnecting through the nature that is a part of all of the collective energies that is so important for us now to reconnect.
Beautiful.
I'm wearing a long purple robe with a belt around my waist made of small beads. It's rather wide belt. It's almost like something made from Native Americans or Indians.
Beautiful.
Yes. I feel very happy. I feel very light.
Excellent.
And the sunshine is warming us. And it feels so safe to walk with this wolf. And we are so connected together.
Are you on the earth?
No, it's in another place.
Do you mind sharing?
We call the place Tetra. Tetra. Tetra.
Understood. I'm familiar.
And it's undisturbed place and never have been used for natural resources. So it's totally as it were meant to be from the beginning.
And is it in another dimension or is it on a physical planet?
It's it feels physical, but then again, we also feel like we are totally in connection with everything living here. I will ask the wolf.
Very good.
You are back on the 11th dimension again, he says. But this is physical form which I choose to take on.
Very good.
It's easier for you to resonate when you can paint a picture of this reality surrounding us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Would you consider this 11-dimensional Earth?
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes it is.
Beautiful.
It's when everything has been restored back to the original Earth.
And this, in our linear perspective, would it be the future that because you said it's been restored, would it be where are the future where we're headed to? Well, obviously, if we're in 3 now,
Yes,
but, okay, very good.
it is in the same time, but then for you to perceive in a future. But it's all happening now.
Excellent. So this is what we have to look forward to. But considering it's in 11D, it's going to take what we consider in our time. Well, I guess after the shift, there'll probably be many that will focus back there in 11D, maybe.
Yes, but the healing is going to take a long time to accomplish.
Is that with every entity that's physically manifest on the planet now, such as myself and Lars as well?
You can enter this level whenever you want and decide and have a desire to do. So yes, you can. You can be here with me. You are here with me, but in a higher frequency and not manifest.
Okay, so you understood my query. I'm saying that when you say it's going to take a lot of healing, so you're speaking to the masses to be able to get back to this space again. But there may be lots of us now, or
Our
is
planet need a long time linearly to heal itself. It's healing itself on the plane of uh, on the energy level, but all of the scars that have been made is going to take time to heal. But when
and
all of you focus on it, it will help tremendously to getting back to this state again.
understood. Linearly, the healing process we understand, especially being in our physical form. But is there an aspect of everyone on this planet at this time right now that has aspects of themselves that have or have access to that, or their higher selves have access to that place?
Everyone that have decided for themselves that they are belonging to this energy level and are a part of the collective are manifested if they want to in this reality. But many of you choose not to be, and the entities that choose not to be have some healing to do on their self and their wounded soul, so to speak.
Understood.
But all of you that are manifested now on this planet are going to be here in these wonderful, wonderful, beautiful surroundings.
And there's our everyone has a higher self that's still connected to source, or that has remembrance of source. Would that be accurate?
Yes, but everything living, everything has a connection, but many have emotionally disconnect from that. So they are the ones we talk about that need to be healed in a different way than the ones of you that waking up to understand these messages of love, the messages of ascending into a higher frequency and dimension.
That's understood. But to reiterate, just to make sure we're clear, what I was trying to say is that everyone that exists, even here, everyone that exists here in physical form in a human body on the planet Earth, everyone has a higher aspect of themselves, although maybe a portion of themselves that they're using to focus here in physicality may be lost or asleep or injured in a sense, but they all have a higher self that's probably what working on them or trying to get them to awaken or get beyond their amnesia. Does that make sense?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, very good.
That is the level of your higher self that we are referring to as the collective. All of you in the collective higher frequency, higher realm is connected to back to source, and all of that them of you that are manifested now on your planet are still connected and will be forever connected in that way.
Excellent. So, with that being said, for those the of us, or those of us, yes, I would say those of us who are physically manifested on the planet. Yet, of course, we all have higher aspects of ourselves because we only send a small portion of our energy to focus here. What do the higher aspects of ourself do when their lower self is can't remember, and they can't remember who they are and what they are, or even choose to not remember, or for some reason just can't because they're so caught up in the sensation? What happens to that energy that is physically focused in the bodies? We've talked about this before, but not from this particular perspective. Or do you
They
okay?
are always there to guide you and help you to stay on the path that you took up on yourself before you manifested.
Yes.
All of you have made a contract for yourself, not with anyone else. What you, as a singular soul, needed to uh, work on, so to say, and also as a collective where you're all connected back to the source that are, you have so many different paths to walk and so many different ways to perceive them, but the higher self of you are always there with you, guiding you if you're willing to listen to them. But many
That's
of you still won't use anything else but your senses. And when you try to use the senses to listen, to see, to taste, to hear, you will not reconnect. You need to go to the inner side, you, the most inner place in your soul to search for that reconnection.
and that's understood. But in order to have a physical experience, we have to have opposition and contrast. So some of the obviously it would seem just
Yes,
logically that some people have physically manifest to be the opposition, such as the dark, so the light can know itself. You know what I mean? And so for those who have purposely decided to play the dark role, because it's been said that all of us have taken on multitudinous types of roles as we manifest, and in one life we may be what one consider dark, and in another life we may be what one considers light. So the one who takes on the manifestation of the dark for the reason of being the dark, so the light can literally see itself and then make a decision of who it chooses to be in relationship to what the dark has done. I mean, that's a vital role. So how does the one that has taken on the role of the dark get lost or trapped in the sensation? Please.
there is the form of free will that came into play, and that has made some of you a little confused because you have disconnect from the path you choose. You choose it out of what your soul needed to learn, but you're also disconnected from what you should bring back to the knowledge of the source. You have to focus in the path you decided for yourself, but many of you have disconnected because of the program that is going are still going on playing for you, misleading you, misguiding you, and there was a thought behind that, but it's don't play that big role for you anymore, but
So
it's taking toll of you to reconnect.
I understand that. but maybe I'm not being clear enough. And what I'm trying to say is just say, is this true or not? Are there those who have purposely taken on the role of the opposition in order for us to have experience and contrast and
Yes,
polarity? Okay.
yes, that is correct.
Okay.
That
With
was
that being
we
said,
try to explain that there is always two sides of a coin. There is always the opposite of everything that
so, but there's
exists.
that's in our physical realm. There's always the opposite of everything. Is that correct? Or is there
Yes,
always the opposite outside of do? I mean, I thought that the physical third dimensional on Earth was a place of duality and polarity, where you have hot, cold, love, fear,
that's why
dark.
you manifest it, because you cannot perceive that in any form, but in manifested into a human body or animal
Yes,
or
exactly.
anything.
And so, purposely, there are those who chose to take the dark role in order to have the experience.
Yes, but
And
we
you,
try to explain that when you take on a role, either is what you say dark or light,
yes,
you can still be lost in that, and you can become that role, and that is not
yes,
what you're meant to be. You're meant to be in this subconscious still connected, but you're taking on the role, so you become the role, and that
that's
was never meant to be.
understood. Thank you. That's where I was trying to go, and I'm very happy you were able to clarify that or to answer that. I thought that's what you were saying, but I really, at the same time, I can almost feel that there are other people who are not getting that, and so I had to say it in as such a way. So hopefully that helped.
We are always happy to clarify, because we want as many as possible for you to understand these messages we're trying to come to you with, because it's so important for all of you, all living, all energies, the total of the collective, that is all resonating back to the source. So it's very, very gratifying for us to be able to explain this in a way that is understandable.
And we are very, very appreciative for you too when you explain it. And I feel happy when um,
When
it
you're connected to this subject called Lars, in this case, that are channeling this, there is some problem because of the languages, because we cannot control all of his mind to use the exact language, because he's still translating, because we are talking to him in his language.
understood. And that's why I am as what one some guy says I'm bird dogging you, but I always say I'm a little bit aggressive. But
He
I'm
says you're welcome to do that.
yeah, I am an ENJF personality type, and so it's within my nature to go to get to to go at it the way that I do. And I know there are people obviously who resonate and some don't. But as long as the answers come out, that's what my intentions are. So everyone is clear as to this process, because there's so much information that people are taking in that they just don't understand, and it's not being explained the way I think it should be fully. Uh, so as you're traveling with this big, beautiful wolf, I don't want to. Where are you going? And tell me what else you're being exposed to. I have more questions and things, but I really like being able to
You,
walk through
you
Tetra.
can you can keep asking while we're walking. We are going down to the beach of this beautiful lake.
Oh, very good. Well, just like we were just having this conversation about how the information is coming through and all of the different people are putting out information, I personally don't think that if David Icke and even Corey Good or Simon Parks, people listen to that and they go, oh my God, what they're saying is so crazy and so off the chain. I don't mind that at all in hindsight when I really think about it, because I believe that they're drawing people to the subject matter, and in there's lots of threads of truth in there, but and then there's a lot of truth of fantastical. But if you have the dark using these movies and these and all of this type of stimuli to keep people's attention span or to keep it awake, I think maybe you have to say something fantastical in order to draw in the average person's attention to it. And then as the seed is planted with the bit of truth that's in there, then it can cultivate on its own with the energies of the space that we're traveling through, and it then will take root and start to bloom, and some of the fantastical stuff can then fall away and let the truth really blossom forward. And so, and with that said, how do you perceive all of the different people, like the gentleman that I just named, with the information that they're putting it out? Isn't Source using everything in order to draw everyone back to Source? And maybe you have to go down.
Sure, because they are a part of what we were discussing before. They are the opposite. They are shining light on things that are important for you to see also, because when you are opening up, you are going to only be left with the truth. There is no possible way to be in any other way but be in the realm of total truth. But they play an important role in showing not all, not not only the opposite, but also the dark.
Yes.
And they play a vital role because even though they draw many people to their attention and they use what you're holding on to, as we have referred to many times before, the fear in you that has been brought up on you for so many years. It's take time to redraw out of that fear. You have to decide and you have to take one step at a time. You cannot just drop it. You have to embrace it to make it disappear from your reality. You have to accept that is something that is called fear. You have to accept it, and when you really accept it, it will no longer play a role in your person, in your soul.
I personally appreciate now. Like I said, in hindsight, I appreciate them because they draw a lot of people into the spiritual community, and they really do. And that's just what needs to happen. And the truth will always, like you said, make its way to the surface and will set a lot of people free. So that was
Yes, but you also have to be aware of that can be too much of one energy and it need to be in balance. And when it's not in balance, then many of you are stuck in that thought pattern. So we try helping with the balancing as you do in this type of sessions, and you do in different way, and many others on your planet is doing the same work, but in many different areas, is to balance up the credit and the debit side of everything.
love. Yes.
Yes, it need to be in balance. You have lived in fear, and it's so different all over your planet. It's different from country to country to country. It's very different how you perceive fear. Fear for you is something totally else that fear for another people's. So balance there is a good thing. Embrace, embrace and take in the fear into your inner self, and it will come not harmful in any way, and will not longer play any role in your life.
Well, I tend to think that uh, I keep thinking my prayer, my hope, my intent is that the energy that we're traveling through in space, I'm talking about the system that we're going through with this high vibrational energetic field that we're passing through, as it keeps rising, truth keeps rising. And I have a lot of people that literally, when I write particular pieces and they say, you know what, I used to listen to them before. And then some people say, I wasted 2 years listening to them. In hindsight, they say, but it literally did draw them into it. And they say now they're moving in a different direction. And I'm hoping that, the positive messages of the balanced people, like you may say myself and whomever, is really driving home the message of love, 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 forgiveness, 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 acceptance and unity, as opposed to, yeah, the Dracos are there and they did this and they have this and there's a dark fleet there and they're doing this, and people are being used for slavery and child this and sacrifice and blah 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 blah, because like I said, that is still drawing them in, but a lot of people say eventually they see the light and they let those stories fall to the side. So I guess that's the same thing we just said all over, so I don't have to repeat that again. So,
It
um,
is a good thing that the love you're trying to spread is resonating and going to bring you back to this equilibrium state where you need to be to expand anymore, to expand to the limitless energy form that you are. But many of you, especially in your elite, are still pushing the fear onto the people. But many of you seeing beyond that, and that's because of the love that is spreading. That's why it's so important for every individual to keep that love in mind, to keep that reconnection back to the collective and the purpose of the soul, and spread it, spread it, please spread it. Tell your neighbor that you love them. Tell your enemy, however they are, you still respect them, because they are showing you things that your soul needed to see. They are not there to be evil.
absolutely. Well, I always say I have a desire for everyone, not just preaching to the choir or to the enlightened community who are already on their path and in the right direction and have no desire to go back to where they were with their thinkings and their thoughts and their actions. And so, very
You,
good.
you
Have,
have no idea how much you resonate with the work you're doing. There are so many more resonating with that kind of thinking, if we put it like that kind of mindset. Because people in this higher frequency you're passing through is getting a better connection and can see that what have been done to you before is a bad thing, and you can't keep on lingering in that fear state of mind, because it is important to reach the equilibrium of frequencies.
excellent. Have we made it to the lake yet?
Yes, we're sitting by the lake.
Oh, very nice. And when you come to the lake and you bring Lars to this beautiful lake in Terra, uh, oh, I have to interject just when I said the word Terra. It was said, and maybe you can clarify, that Gaia that once was Terra, and then she lowered down. She lowered her vibration to Gaia in a in a manner of speaking when the manipulation and different things happen, and that now she's rising back up to Terra. Would that be a correct statement? Because you said, okay,
Correct.
okay, very good, very very good. Uh,
That's why we wanted to show this for you today, to be able to share this experience with us, because you are reaching here. You are soon going to walk in this beautiful soft grass, and as I do now, dipping my feet into the beautiful clean water, and my wolf is drinking the water, and it's just warm, nice, and love.
what does that wolf represent? Because I have a feeling I know who and what that wolf is, but I would much rather you go ahead and present that. I guess I could write it down here on a piece of paper and then show it and say, see, that's what I said, but who even know?
He represents a lot of things, but in many ways teaching the way of perceiving or proceed in the right path and direction. He is the ultimate force of love and understanding.
Excellent. When I did a session, when Lars induced me in a session, there were a pack of little wolf cubs, and the mother was just laying there. I guess she had been feeding them, and then I come down the path, and they come running out to greet me, and they were like little puppies, just sort of like they knew me, like I, you know what I'm saying, and it was really nice. And then one of the subscribers said, Hank, the wolf represents a teacher. And she says that's really interesting because there was a bunch of them. And so she was telling me that I was going to be teaching a large groups of people. And so I thought that was really interesting and probably just via what we're doing here now. So,
The wolf is the keeper of the knowledge that we
uh,
all need to connect to, that we all can connect to. This wolf by my side is the father of the puppies you saw.
very good. Very good.
He holds the law of the universe and the universal law is held within this wolf.
Beautiful. And I'll just go ahead, and I know everyone's going to say I'm being an ego, and who cares? Is that is that an expression of myself? This wolf? You could easily say no, but it doesn't matter.
You are a part of everything here, and there are many animals, and there are fishes in the lake, and you are a part of everything. So yes, you are a part of this wolf, but so am Lars.
That's everyone though. So
Yes.
okay, very good, very good. I can take that. I don't think, oh, that's just me and nobody else. What do you mean by that? So.
That's not the way it works.
Well, it's just like remember you were on the ship and there was the tall one and the short one. The
Yes.
short one was Sandra, the other one was Samuel, but you said Samuel was actually me. So here I'm thinking, okay, maybe I've manifest as the wolf because I know in the Scorpio there are salamanders, Scorpios, the phoenix, ego, and the wolf. And so I was like, oh well, maybe that is, that's how I put that together. So just in case there's, how I do.
Yes, you're not directly manifested in that way here now.
Okay, very good. Excellent. And I understand and so good. And so what is beautiful about this lake and this water in this lake? And because you were there in the meadow and you decided to walk to the lake. Is there something there in that water or something that you could express about this beautiful water and
When you enter the water, you will you will feel the total bliss. You will be in the state of mind that no worries longer can come into your reality. There is just an energy of pure love here, and we welcome you all to come into this lake together with us. Together we swim, together we take a dip in this lake to feel that bliss.
So very good. So say for instance, when we are swimming, the light workers and the different people who hear this, or when they're in the ocean or in the lake, or maybe even our bathtubs, we can sit in that water and imagine us being on Terra in the 11th dimension and being in those beautiful waters and just receiving the love and the healing and the bliss, so to speak. Is that a good suggestion?
That is very nice, and we would like very much to welcome you to this, because it's from here we all came.
Excellent.
It's the energy purely from the source in the form of water.
Excellent. So at this point, like when we decided to come into the session today, we didn't write a bunch of questions or what have you. I knew questions would pop into my head as we began to communicate. And I did write down the word fear. I wrote down the word debunker and bringing people in. And we discussed that, and that was beautiful. Uh,
Maybe sometimes we try to control the communication taking place because there are so many issues that are important to be thinking of and to working with. But you are almost on the point every time with your questions, and we are so appreciative of being able to connect to you and give you whatever we are able to give you in answer of your questions.
well, now what I was getting ready to say is, now can you take over? And I was speaking to Lars before we started this, and I said, Lars, you need to put away your humble beginnings. And I said, it would be amazing if you started deciding to channel on, put the camera on you, induce yourself, and just like Bashar does, there's a gentleman named Dow Ankle. He channels, and it's just amazing information that Daryl, so much wisdom and so much, just there's so many people that totally resonate with him, and I know I definitely resonate with what he says. And I told Lars that he should do that as well, and or I made the suggestion that he do that. And so this is what I'm saying right here and now in this moment. He does, you already know, and I think the listeners already know, is that he does um, go into meditation and he channels, but he's been writing it out. First, he gets it in Swedish, and then he writes it into English, and then he posts it with beautiful music and a beautiful picture on his website. I mean, on his YouTube channel, and his website is in the process right now. So, is it possible that he's already deep in trance right now to go ahead and channel a message the way he channels the messages of things, of all those different things? You said so many issues. Right now, we give you the floor. If there's anything that you would like to express to all those who are listening in, and that audience seems to be building daily, which we're very grateful. Now is a beautiful opportunity. We're not trying to put you on the spot, but we are here. And Maya, please, I'll hush.
I would like to take you on a walk with me. I want to show for you some issues we think is important to focus on in this timeline. I take you to walk through this meadow of flowers. You can imagine red, yellow, blue, wonderful flowers, and the smell is so good. And we want you to accomplish us in this little walk. We're now leaving the water behind and we're going upwards a hill to meet a herd of animals standing and feeding from the grass. And we want to put a message from them to you. They want to say for you all that they have been hurt for a long time when they see this beautiful planet with the unique fauna and wildlife that has been so misused. And they are also pleased to share with you that they're now filling up with more hope for the future. And they are going to help you to connect back. They are there for you. They are there for you to speak to. And they have so much knowledge of what you as a humanity has gone through since you became manifested on this planet. But they will also help you to heal the scars of this planet. But you need, from now on, ask for permission whenever you're foresting anything from the planet. You need to have this respect for your surrounding and the uniqueness of this planet. We wish you to understand that every time you hurt yourself or you hurt your neighbors or anyone, you hurt everything. Every connection is made and has been made from the start of time. And it's so important for you to connect back to the nature and respect it in a total different way. You have to stop to polluting the air. You have to stop exploring everything to your own gain, and that this is not going to hold on to doing this anymore. We need to turn back in time and heal back so we all can come into this reality together. But then you need to focus on respect, love, and reconnection. That is what we like to share with you.
And we're extremely grateful to this beautiful herd for this information. And I know it will be heard and reverberated around the planet and through the universe. I know already as I was listening, I can feel a piece that I'd like to write to accentuate the positives of your message. And thank you very much. I know I receive it, and I know Lars receives it. Thank you, Maya, and we're still yours, wherever you'd like to guide us next.
We want to say that every one of you resonating with this message is one of these animals in this herd. Every one of you is aspect of that. And so when you make violence upon anything, you make violence upon yourself. Because it's so important to understand that there is only one universal law that are above everything else. And we have repeated this over and over again, and it cannot be enforced.
Do no harm.
Do no harm. Do no harm. And in that is also, of course, if you do no harm, then you're showing love. And we're not talking about love between man and woman. That is important also. But the love back to the original purpose of our souls.
Understood. Or man on man in some cases.
Yes. Has nothing with gender to do at all.
Yes, exactly. Yes, very good. Well, that's a beautiful message, and it's good to know we're there in that form as a herd, as one. We're still yours. Anywhere else you'd like to uh, guide us through this beautiful place, and we'll take messages from the trees, the grass, whomever you would love to share.
We are in front of the mountains here, and every mountain is the essence of you. So when you dig out the mountains for resources, you dig out the inner of yourself. So you now have to start to fill up this hole to mend and repair again. And the way to do that is to hold on to a higher level of understanding how everything is connected. There's a silver thread between your soul, my soul, and everyone else living on this planet. So take care of it. It has a purpose, and you are not allowed to interfere with that purpose. And it's now going to heal with the help of the energy forces that are coming in from your sun, from the place in your galaxy, from the place in the universe.
Thank you, and to the mountains, and we, from my heart, apologize for the damage, and I once again pray and know that this message will reverberate through this planet to the peoples here.
We will also ensure you that there is no judgment of any one of you, no judgment at all. As soon you are stepping backwards and observe yourself and stop digging the hole in the mountains. Why should you dig out your own heart, out of your body, when that is a part given to you to experience all this beauty that exists? Don't do that. Keep on to a higher frequency of love. Don't dig out your own heart.
Do you think it would be a good idea for those who are listening to take some moments in silence and just send the thought of, okay, to stop digging, to stop digging, to stop raping the planet of its resources in such a brutal way?
That is so good method to send that vibration to all of your planet. Just go out and be respectful. Take care of an animal that needs it. Plant some seeds to grow. Be respectful. And some of you like to hug a tree and talk to it. It resonates with you and everything else living here.
Excellent. Well, I'm making a request right now. All those who happen upon this video, even in the moment of now or as soon as the video is over, if you can stop and just take a brief moment to send your love into the planet. And I would suggest just doing it daily. Some people, like, as soon as you wake up, send out that message. And even if you have to write it down on a piece of paper and put it on your refrigerator, and when you walk up to the refrigerator, you go, hey, let's send some love to the planet. Let's send it to the animals. Let's send it across the universe. Nothing but unconditional love. And
We want to give you a picture, an image.
very good.
For all of you living in cities, imagine a wonderful park where almost every city have a park. Imagine sitting in the park with your hand palms against the earth, the grass, sending the love through your hands into the earth. You're grounding yourself and you're sharing that with everything that is living, and that is so important. You can do this in a park. You can go out in the forest, you can go to the seaside, but you have to reconnect in thought, and mind is the most important. So even if you're sitting at your kitchen table or in your couches, send that thought that this planet is given to me not to use but to share. This is given to me to cherish and to take care of, and not to plunder and rape.
Understood. Absolutely. When I walked my dog the other day, I have this big tree on the next. And I'm just looking at that tree and I couldn't help. I always wonder if the neighbors are watching, because I will lean up on the tree and put my ear to it and then hug it and send message energy into it. I don't care if I'm the crazy one in the neighborhood. Who cares? Someone has to do it,
And
so.
the energy flow is always going in two directions. If you send energy into a tree, the tree is sending energy within you that are strengthening the bond between you. And if everyone does like that, no one will think it's strange.
Oh, very good. That's good. See, that's why I like doing this. That's good information. Good information. I know everybody will say, I already knew that. But for those who haven't, there it is. There it is. That's a beautiful image that you just gave us, and we appreciate that. We're like sponges where I am. I'll take in more love that you have to give. So even if you have more, it's good. Um, we're ready.
We are happy for this time because we think it's much to take in and process.
Absolutely.
And we think that we know that you are connecting back to us soon. And the subjects that channeling this is definitely working with us every single day in many different levels. And so are you. But we think this will be enough for today.
Very good. We are very grateful and honored as always for Maya when you come forward as such. So we appreciate the beautiful walk through the meadow and through Terra and through the 11th dimension. And I know I'm going to be focusing on showing up in my dreams for sure. And we're very, very grateful. And I'm sure everyone who listens to this is grateful as well. Soon here, I'm getting ready to do an interview with N5D, and I just ask that you send your unconditional love, and the universe sends its unconditional love to that particular interview, and I believe Lars may be doing that as well, so that we say what needs to be said in the highest light and received in the best way. So,
Whenever you do something out of have holding the highest intention in your heart, it will always be a good thing, and that is nice. And we want to share with you, Hank, that there are now starting up a bonfire here, and there are two lovely ladies. One is a gypsy. She's dancing around this bonfire because she so much loves you and what you accomplish. And she tells you that she's so proud of you and she loves you in a so deep way. And you are so connected. She's dancing a lovely, lovely dance to a violin, playing gypsy music, and it's faster and faster and lovely. We want to give you this image. That is her way to show her love for you.
Isabel, thank you. Who's with her? Who is that with her? I'm just curious.
Augustine.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that tremendously.
They are two, but they are one.
Very good. Now I'm asking the subconscious to proceed to where it belongs with much love and thanks for the help and information it has been giving Hank and Lars and all of the subscribers and listeners of this session today. I know we are really going to appreciate it, and I want all the entities from the forever moment of now in the 11th dimension to recede to where they belong with much love and thanks for the information they've given us. And we remember that what we are watching is from the past in this moment, from the forever moment of now, and we leave them in the now. We only bring them forward as a curiosity to learn from and to have information from to help apply to the present lifetime. And in that way, they are valuable and have importance. But as Hank and Lars and everyone listening to the recording goes over the material and puts it into place, it will not bother them in any way, mentally or physically. That is very important. It will not bother them in any way, mentally or physically.